We're doing it.
I know. Hello.
Right now, it's happening.
I was just watching Sam chew on her toes.
Sam! There she is, chewing on her toes.
And whatnot.
And here we are.
Hello!
To do a Q&A video with you, our beloved patrons.
You've got questions, we've got answers!
Yeah, and hopefully they'll match, the right answers for the right questions.
Right.
Otherwise, things will get confusing. Okay, should we just jump right in?
Let's do it.
Okay. First question from Nina.
Nina!
Love! It's a little heart, it says. Then it says, follow up to the Buffy comics question, which we answered on the last Q&A video. Have you watched the Buffy Season 8 motion comic?
Well-timed question.
Isn't this so funny? Because just last night, we were over at Brittany Ashley's house, and we were trying to play the Buffy board game. We did not succeed. And Brittany said to us, hey guys, just so you know, when you get to the end of the series, I have the Season 8 motion comic in case you want to watch it together with me.
Praise. She never actually offered to watch it with us, but we are going to make her watch it with us.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, no, not yet is the answer.
Yeah.
Question from Jenna B. Jenna, whose name is not Dick Flicks. We learned last time. Jenna has a new question. If you could bring one fictional character from any other canon into the Buffy canon, who would it be and how would it go down? Like, at what point in the storyline would this character enter and to what effect? Well, this is going to probably wind up with some spoilers. Right?
Yes. But where are we? End of season 2.
We're at the end of season 2. I would want to bring in Rayanne Graff. I always want to bring in Rayanne Graff. And I would want to bring in Rayanne Graff when Faith is on the scene, and I would want Rayanne Graff to be one of Faith's drinking buddies.
Wow.
And I would want the narrative arc that we see with Faith to include Rayanne Graff as an ancillary character. That is my answer. I didn't think of it till right now, just so you know. I did not prepare that.
That is really great.
What do you got, Jenny?
I don't have anything.
You want us to come back to you?
Leonardo, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Okay, and when would Leonardo come in?
We're including spoilers here?
Yes.
Just a final battle. There's traditionally, in this kind of show, a final battle at the end of every season.
Yes.
The big bad. Leonardo, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, joining forces with Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the Scoobies to defeat evil one more time.
That would be very unexpected.
Yeah.
A fun twist.
I'm into it.
All right. The Golden Bee asks, does working on this podcast together make your relationship stronger? My husband and I have a couple of projects on the back burner that we want to work on together. One of them is a comic book prequel to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Oh, and P.S. you have to read the comics. Some seasons were more difficult to get into others, but they're pretty great. So the question, does it make our... I think so, yes. Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's not without conflict.
No, it's not. That's what I was going to say. Like, I think it makes us stronger because it has difficulties,
So we have to sort of like learn more and grow more together to be an effective team.
Right. We have to dig into probably layers of how our personalities intersect that we would not have to dig into otherwise, but that like lift up the whole ship, And also, I'm sorry, I'm just noticing that we're filming this in a different room, and I was kind of sad because I was like, there's a portrait in our dining room. That makes it sound like we have like velvet curtains. There's a portrait in our dining room of Trey, our former cat, who R.I.P. Trey, I had for 15 years. And so we have a portrait of Trey hanging in our dining room, and I was like, no, we moved rooms, and it's like cool because a change of scenery, but also we don't get Trey. But we actually do in the mirror all the way back there. He's still there.
Great.
So, all the cats accounted for in this episode of Q&A. Okay. So yes is the answer for you, Golden Bee.
Yeah, go for it.
Katie asks, if you were to meet Buffy in real life, what TV show would you recommend that she watch? I know what my answer is. We're about to start watching Winona Earp. Is that how you say it?
Good.
Winona Earp. We're about to start watching. And we're about to start watching it because a lot of people who know we like Buffy have told us to watch this show. So I would tell Buffy to watch that show, and I would say watch it with us.
Wow.
Don't you think that would make a watch fun?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
And then I could talk to her about, if she saw the same parallels that everyone else saw, what she felt were the biggest differences, biggest similarities over a glass of wine. It'd be great.
I would recommend that Buffy watch BoJack Horseman because it's one of my favorites.
It's a great show.
And it has nothing to do with her work, so she could really unwind
That's nice.
while watching it.
Much friendlier pick for old Buff. Okay. Alyssa says, if you could be best friends with any Buffy character, major or minor, who would it be and why?
Anya!
Okay, and why, Jenny?
She's just the best. She tells it like it is.
She really does.
She calls them like she sees them. She's so special.
I think I would choose Willow.
Seems like a good friend.
I think I would choose Willow because I feel like all of my friends who were like my really, really close friends who I would see all the time are in New York. And so I would choose Willow because I think Willow would be that kind of friend.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Willow could... Spoiler.
Spoiler! Spoiler alert. So I would choose Willow. I think Willow is an incredible friend. Remarkable friend.
I
So
agree.
I would choose her. Okay, Cole says, I didn't watch Buffy as a teenager beyond the first season, but boy do I wish I had. It would have made coming out a lot easier. Is there one episode in particular you wished you had seen as a teenager? That's for me. Or one that was particularly meaningful to you at the time? That one's for you. If you were asked to pick an episode that was mandatory viewing for the general public, what would that be? Y'all with the questions. They're like, volume 3, we're gonna get deep. Wow, okay. I think spoilers, right? Like the Q&As have spoilers, okay? I'm sorry, but they just have spoilers.
Right, there's no way
for us to answer the questions if we don't have spoilers. So spoilers coming right now.
Fast forward.
I don't know. So because I've only seen the series once, I don't have a very good knowledge of the episode names and exactly how things unfold. But I definitely believe that I would choose... Okay, I would choose one of two things. I would choose either Prophecy Girl for my teenage self, or I would choose an episode that highlights the relationship between Willow and Tara. Prophecy Girl because I feel like we could all use that fighting fucking power that Buffy has in that episode, and I think that would really have like built me up at that time in my life. And Willow and Tara because I mean really at the time there was no representation, and I wish that I could like I just can't imagine what it would have been like for me to have seen something like that at that time, and to think like, this is just on TV. It's not even like a movie that I like rented, right? It's just like on TV. Like people are watching this.
Anybody could be seeing.
Anybody could
right
be
now.
seeing this. I think it would have meant a lot to me. What about you, Jenny?
Yeah. I think, I mean, the end of season 2 is like really woof. That's a lot. A lot.
Are you okay? Do you need to take a lap around the room?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank
well,
you.
I would like some energy
This
from you.
is
This is a movie we're making for
The
people.
kind of communication you have to be open to when you are collaborating with your romantic partner.
It's just like, are you asleep or are you awake?
Romantic partner.
Shut up. Keep talking.
Okay, so yes, Becomings Part 1 and 2, Becoming Parts 1 and 2.
Becomings.
Were like packed a serious wallop, and then of course later when I got to the Willow and Tara stuff and sort of like more of Willow's journey, that was like pretty important for like exactly why you said it was like, well,
Yeah. Pretty critical stuff.
yeah, like pretty important stuff.
Mandatory viewing for the general public, Cole. I think I'm torn. I'm torn between Hush. No, I'm not. I think it would be Hush. And I'm taking a different angle with this. I think it would be Hush because I feel like I want more people to understand that you can be really powerfully creative in many ways. And like, I just feel like that episode is that. I mean, that episode is great in a million ways, but in terms of mandatory viewing, I just feel like, you know, not everyone is a creative person, fine, but you get a great episode if you're not a creative person. But I would like for every creative person to see that episode, to really digest like what can be done when you take away certain elements. I just think it's really powerful, and I think it's really cool, and I think it's a way that we should all approach creative endeavors.
Yeah, great point.
Thank you. That's her thinking phase. Like literal TikTok. Did you see her eyes? They were like left to the right, right to the left, left to the right.
I feel like the body.
Yeah, and why? Spoilers! You better
Big
wreck and run to
spoilers.
get out of here.
When the spoilers are over, I'll do this, and then you can come back.
There you go.
Fast forward. The body, because I think it's the body, and then also the body with commentary, because I feel like there's just like a lot there about like grief and processing, and that anybody could be helped,
Yeah.
enriched to experience.
Yeah.
You know.
Totally.
Okay.
Yes.
Come back.
Okay. Jenny, not this Jenny, a different Jenny, Jenny R, asks, are there any episodes of Buffy that are comfort food episodes for you that you go back to and rewatch over and over, especially as a pick-me-up? Kristen, I know you've only seen the series once, but I'm still thinking this might be a possibility.
I love to watch Once More with Feeling. Hush. Body isn't what I would call comfort food.
You're just rattling off lists of
No,
titles.
Tabula Rasa.
I would choose Band Candy if I had to choose one. That would be
Band Candy is your tip top.
my comfort episode. I think Band Candy is a great comfort episode. I mean, it depends on what kind of comfort. Like sometimes, like I'm looking at it as like escapism, right? That like Band Candy, I think is a great escapism episode. Or Halloween. Those are really fun episodes. And then like episodes where I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I want to feel fucking great. It would be a different set of episodes. I think Becoming, the Becoming Part 2 would be that for me. I think a lot of the finales would be those like feeling good. So yeah, and then could you tell the story about when you were almost eaten by a bear? Is Jenny R's second question. We tell the story about how we were almost eaten by a bear. Do you want to tell the story, Jenny?
Yes. I do. It's important that I tell the story because when Kristen tells the story, it's a lie, or it's full of lies.
No, it's not.
When we, like early in our dating, when I could still get Kristen to do stuff that she didn't want to do.
It's true, that's true.
I was like, do you want to see this property that I grew up on? I lived there from one time when I was like 4 until I was like 13 or something. And it was just this like bonkers, huge slab of woodlands that a guy who worked on Wall Street owned, but he lived in the city.
Okay, whatever. It was a house in the woods, for God's sake.
Unbelievable. She just wants to get to the part where she blames me for things that weren't my fault.
True.
So I was like, we moved out, and then eventually it was sold to like a church camp, and so it was standing empty. So I lived still in the area and would kind of like go by once in a while just to like check on it because it was very meaningful to me. I spent a lot of like hours and hours and hours in the woods there, like net fishing and like swimming. And
She was supposed to get into details about how she went net fishing as a child.
Anyway, I was like, we were in Pennsylvania for Easter,
right?
And so I knew there would be nobody there because it was Easter and like a Christian camp on it. So I figured, it was still under construction, nobody was there. I was like, there's a fucking bear.
There's a bear in this fucking story.
No,
I'm not editing this.
Okay.
That's the point. I don't edit.
Listen to me.
Just get to the bears.
So I was like, do you want to see this place? It's so beautiful. It means so much.
And I was like, yes, obviously. That's where the story is set.
Okay. So we park my car.
Yes.
And we're walking in from the road down the driveway, which is about a quarter of a mile long.
Right.
And Kristen was like, what if there's bears? And I was like, there aren't going to be any bears. There were bears all the time when I was growing up there, but it was like, it was during the day.
Remember when she started by being like, Kristen tells lies?
People were still, doing construction there. So
No bears.
A lot of human activity.
There'll
So
be
like,
no bears.
probably no bears. So we walk onto the land. That's the best place.
We put our right foot in front of our left foot, and then
How
we put
dare
our
you.
left
How
foot in front of our right foot.
Dare you?
And then we put our right foot in front of our left foot again.
Dare you? Listen.
We walked up the fucking driveway. We walked
Yeah.
past a set of trees. We walked
Are you-
over to a fucking girl.
And then we walked by this little grove of apple trees. The birds are singing, the sun is shining, squirrels are moving around in the trees. We're like, this is great, or at least I am. You're probably just like, when will this be over?
I was like, this is
Then
nice.
we get all the way past the trees, and I turn around and look, and I'm like, Kristen,
Never what you want to hear.
we have to get out of here right now, because I could see in the trees.
I think you just said, Kristen, look, at first.
That is right.
And
That's
because
exactly
I
what
turned
did.
around and I saw a little black head with little black ears and little eyeballs, and I was like, there's a panther in the tree.
A Jersey Panther.
I thought it was a panther. I don't even know what a fucking panther looks like, but I was like, there's a panther that's gonna jump out of the tree. It was a baby bear.
There was a baby bear, and then there was a second baby bear
Yeah,
on
they
the
were
other
so
side of the
cute.
tree. So cute. But you know what we couldn't see from where we were standing is the mom, and it's really important not to get between a mother and her cubs.
It's like the only time that a bear would attack you, pretty much.
A black bear, anyway.
A black bear.
Pretty much. So I was like, we gotta get out of here. And I immediately, knowing the property very well, because I lived there for a bunch of years,
Net fished.
was net fishing. I started heading towards the shortcut back to the driveway so we could GTFO.
I was wearing fucking flip-flops, guys.
Kristen.
And I was like, I'm not gonna go into the woods in flip-flops with a mother bear on my heels.
Right. So Kristen's like, I'm not going that way. And I was like, God damn it. And then that's when the mother bear appears in the next tree over, and she's like hauling ass down the tree. She's coming for us.
Mhm, she was coming for us.
So then I
It's true.
started to speed walk.
No, then Jenny ran.
It's what you do.
She didn't look back. I was behind her. She ran. She just ran.
I don't.
She didn't
see-
say, stay close, or even, I love you, or nothing. She just ran like a small, shrinking person into the distance.
I got like 5 feet, and you were like, Jenny.
I whisper screamed.
She wants me to scream, I love you, but she whisper screamed
No,
my name.
I didn't want you to scream anything. I wanted you not to run and leave. Well, the phone rang.
The phone rang, and it stopped our video.
It interrupted our video,
But the point is, Kristen has a very weak survival instinct.
no, I was told never to run from a bear, which is what I told Jenny. You're not supposed to run. So then we sped walked.
We were far enough away that it was fine that we were running.
It was fine, but we almost got eaten by a bear. And then we got in a fight when we got to the car because one of us got to put it on social media and the other didn't. And we didn't know who was going to get to tell the story because Jenny wasn't out of the closet yet and nobody knew we were dating.
Are you done?
I'm done. Okay, Ellen, if you two could be any couple in Buffy, who would you choose and why? Spoilers for Buffy.
Spoilers! We'll do this when the spoilers are over.
We really missed that in the Tara section,
Yeah.
but sorry about that. Okay, so we'll do that when the spoiler's over?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I could choose to be any couple in Buffy, I would choose to be Spike and Buffy.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have great sex.
Great. I would choose the limited engagement pairing of Spike and Anya.
Oh, nice. I thought you were gonna fucking say Riley, and I was like,
There is this disgusting...
no, we're not doing that here. We're doing not.
Blasphemy.
Stop it. We're not doing.
Okay.
They can wait until season 142.
Okay.
To get there.
Spoilers over.
You didn't say why.
Because they rule, because they're the best.
Okay. Anna Kay. As a listener, some of my favorite songs end up being for episodes I don't really love, like Some Assembly Required, I Only Have Eyes for You, and I was wondering if you've ever been surprised by how much you ultimately enjoyed writing for a particular episode. Similarly, are you surprised by any results from the listeners' season 2 favorite song poll?
Wow. Great.
This is a great. You talk about this. I feel like you have a lot of feelings here.
Can you pull up the poll while I talk about it?
I will pull up the poll.
Thank you very much.
Here to serve.
Yeah, I have been surprised upon occasion to find myself utterly delighted by the songs that I write for episodes that are, less than my favorites. Like Inca Mummy Girl, for example.
Ooh, Inca Mummy Girl was a sleeper hit.
Sleeper hit of the summer. Not my favorite episode. Favorite song. Well, among my favorite songs.
I find myself singing Inca Mummy Girl a lot. Ooh, Inca Mummy Girl.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. So what do we have here on this poll?
The top, Reptile Boy is by far the top at this point.
Yeah, Reptile Boy's in the lead.
What's My Line is way up there. Becoming is way up there.
Becoming is actually second?
Yes, Becoming is second. And then School Hard is another one that has a good amount. Lie to Me. So it's like Reptile Boy, then Becoming. No, Reptile Boy, then Lie to Me, then Becoming. And then like School Hard and What's My Line are pretty neck and neck. Those are the top.
Meanwhile, I'm like, what about Surprise and Innocence? What about Phases? What about Passion?
I'm surprised
about
Phases. Nobody likes Bewitched, or nobody likes Ted. Okay.
I really like the Ted song.
Also, not nobody likes Ted, but those are the lowest scoring ones. I don't know. These all make sense to me. I also feel like it depends on what mood you're in. Like I feel like you might like Becoming the most right now, and then if you came back and you took the poll in 3 months, you might be into something else. That's how music is, you know.
Yes.
6-0 Cooper. My girlfriend is finally getting into Buffy, but it was the episode Ted that won her over. She loved it. I'm stoked she's getting into the show, but really? Ted? What does this mean? Thoughts, Jenny? Ted is a great episode.
Unsung. Maybe your girlfriend is a huge John Ritter fan, which
is
would make a lot of sense,
understandable. Absolutely.
He's great.
I mean, I think that Ted, I understand loving Ted. I also feel like Ted is a really good entry episode for people.
It's encapsulate.
It does.
Really...
You kind of don't need to know a lot about the characters to still really enjoy the arc of the episode, you know?
Right. Plus, there's something that I think a lot of us can relate to generationally with regards to,
being a robot.
To having your parents get divorced, and then when one of them starts dating somebody who's not your other parent, you're like, who's this fucking android?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Also, maybe your girlfriend's a robot.
Ooh!
Just saying. Oh my god, stop it. What did I just do?
Kristen just tried to scroll on her computer
on my
with
screen
her
like an
finger.
old lady. Okay.
Or like a young child.
Okay, yes, true. Okay, Emily, coming around the bend. Emily, Jenny, I am constantly amazed by your recap songs.
Kristen corrects every song, so just FYI.
The way they span genres and the super earwormy hooks you come up with weekly.
Oh, thanks!
Do you have some all-time great songwriters you consider major influences? And do you have any more recent heavy rotation artists or albums to recommend? Then there's a question for both of us, but...
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So nice. Kristen and I really try to come up with different types of songs to make, like Halloween is
I wrote that song.
Kristen wrote Halloween.
I wrote the melody. I never write any melodies. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, but you did a great job.
But I wrote that melody.
And then we arranged it to be like a Johnny Cash and the Tennessee 3 kind of song, for I Only Have Eyes for You, we tried to do something in the spirit of I Only Have Eyes for You, the Flamingos recording, which you hear throughout the episode of Buffy. And that's really fun.
Yeah, we did. What was the one that we did, trying to be surf rock?
Oh, Go Fish.
Go Fish. It's really fun.
It is really fun. Some great songwriters that I consider to be major influences. There's a band called the Beatles.
No, I've heard of them.
That I've probably listened to more cumulative hours of than anything else. But there's also Joni Mitchell and Elliott Smith and Tom Waits and Kate Bush. Those are some of my favorite songwriters. And Johnny Cash, I think, is a great writer and interpreter. Because he recorded a lot of songs that he didn't write, but did them so well that everybody just associates those songs with him. Let's see. Any more recent heavy rotation artists or albums to recommend? Did we talk about music in the last Q&A?
I don't know, but
I hope I'm not repeating myself, but I think that Margaret Glaspie's Emotions and Math, Julian Baker.
Sprained
Baker.
ankle. Oh my god.
Waxahachie's American Weekend. What else have I been listening to? Chris Farron's Can't Die. Nick Drake, Pink Moon. That's not recent. That's been
But
around
you've been
for a
listening
while.
to that recently.
Yeah. Tom Waits, Swordfish Trombone's a perennial classic. Kate Bush, Hounds of Love, a perennial classic. Okay, I'm done. Sorry.
Great. No, that was great.
What's the question for us?
The question for us is if you could jump in with the Scoobies for one episode. Oh my god.
Halloween!
Which would you pick? Halloween?
Yeah, because...
What a terrifying episode to jump into.
Yeah, they're all terrifying episodes in their own way, but
you don't even know what your costume is going to be. You don't even know who you're going to be. It depends where
my
you got your
costumes are
costume.
traditionally something I would want to be in real life.
True.
I don't usually dress up as something I don't want to be.
Oh, interesting. Like when I made you dress up as a ghost. Like Willow.
Yeah, that ghost would have been fun. This fucking phone number from Boise, Idaho that won't stop calling.
Keeps fucking calling us. So. Anyway, oh god, what episode would I fucking choose? Jenny, help.
I'm trying to think of one that's just fun.
I don't know, but I don't want a fun one. I want a badass one. The first thing that came to my mind was the fucking episode where Willow dates the computer. What's that episode?
I Robot You, Jane.
I Robot You, Jane. I don't know why. I think that was because it was one of the first, like, Scoobies, like, really being Scoobies.
Oh, yeah.
I remember them, like, sitting in the corner.
Yeah. Attack.
But also, Homecoming. I might choose Homecoming. That's a really fun
That
episode
would be a good
to be
episode
in.
for you. Mm-hmm.
For me.
You would do well in that
a good
episode.
one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll pick Homecoming. I think that would be more fun.
Great. Pick.
So Homecoming for me, Halloween for Jenny. Now, I want to say we had one other question, but we don't know what part of it means. Muffy wrote in, it's clear to me from these pictures. So here's the picture that I put up with this Q&A post. This picture of Jenny for spanning 6 years. It's a masterpiece. It's you show me a piece of art that exists that is better than this piece of art, is what I say to you.
So
it does not exist. And Muffy says, it's clear to me from these pictures that Jenny was a certified FDA in 6th grade. Is that true? I don't know what
Certified Food and Drug Administrator?
That's what I thought.
We need additional clarity on this question.
So stay tuned for our next Q&A when Muffy lets us know what FDA means.
A cliffhanger for the Q&A videos.
Yeah. Stay tuned for next time. And before we go, pull you in closer. Thank you so much for your support. Truly.
For real.
I mean, the things that we're able to accomplish and the way that we are able to like sustain ourselves as we do this work because of your contributions are limitless and very powerful, and we appreciate you supporting us and supporting the work and supporting our community, because that's really what it does.
Yeah.
It's like it lifts us up and lifts you up and this lifts everybody up.
Oh, man.
We're getting really close to the start of season 3. We're really excited.
Yay!
And with any luck, we will have a mailbag episode for you only, a special mailbag episode before we start that season. Okay?
Indeed.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye!